how Oklahoma explains the looting of Nazi art of French Impressionism. The story begins in 1886. Camille Pissarro finishes painting this portrait. The shepherd is bringing home the sheep. It's a very rustic farm life in France, full of color, typical Pissarro style, lots of paint, lots of color. In 1945, there's liberation, and all artworks stolen by the Nazis are judged to be, those transactions are deemed to be invalid and must be returned to their original owners in France. Celebrated as one of the big impressionist painters, and his works start to sell. It is acquired by Philippe Meyer, who is a very wealthy man running the elegant and luxurious Galerie Lafayette. Meyer has lots of paintings, lots of French Impressionists. Things seem to be going well, but then the Nazis invade. In 1941, they seize control of his assets, and he is detained. Léon Meyer, who was a child at the time and survived, made it her life's work to go find many of these artworks, and she was surprised to learn in the early 2000s that this one by Pissarro was on exhibit at the Fred Jones Museum in Norman, Oklahoma. An Oklahoman had acquired it through a Swiss art dealer. Now, the Oklahoman who bought it, it's important to say, did so in good faith. He had no idea that he was buying stolen artwork that had been looted by the Nazis. The painting was valued at over $1 million, and it was a real coup to have this at the University of Oklahoma. But Léon Meyer, who now was getting to be an older person, decided she wanted it back, and she sued to regain possession of the artwork, showing that because it was stolen by the Nazis, all of the financial transactions were rendered invalid. From the point of view of the University of Oklahoma, the statute of limitations had expired, and they had purchased the artwork in good faith. It's not every day you get a work of French Impressionism at the University of Oklahoma. They didn't want to give it up. They argued that a contract made in good faith is binding. And also, the statute of limitations had expired, so it was their artwork. Léon Meyer appealed to people's sense of decency and justice, saying that the artwork belonged in Paris. It belonged back here. Apparently there was a lot of animosity between the two parties, and in 2016 they came up with a unique agreement, and I haven't seen this happen with any other artworks I heard about stolen by the Nazis. What they decided to do was to have it rotate. So at the time it was at the University of Oklahoma, and then it would be shipped right here, where I am today, the Musée d'Orsay in Paris, France, where you have so many people visiting the Impressionist masters. I mean, all the famous Manets and Monets and Renoirs, they're all here, and wow, do they attract a crowd. So in that context, this rather small painting by a second tier French Impressionist was not that big a deal. The Musée d'Orsay actually decided, you know what, this actually wasn't that worth the hassle that much. It had the artwork, it had the Pissarro, it had been returned here, but it decided it actually didn't want it. So the shepherdess travels back to Oklahoma, even though Léon Meyer is still fighting to have it stay in Paris. She wants, at the very least, she wants title to the painting. Even if it's going to rotate, it's important for her that it be owned by her family and or by a French museum. Then it's back in Oklahoma, and they sue each other again. In 2021, Léon Meyer finally gives up, and she says, I can't do this anymore. I guess the painting is just going to stay in Oklahoma. And anyway, to come back to me here, I had thought I was going to find this painting because it was, by the timeline that was established, a legal precedent, The shepherdess was supposed to be back here in the Musée d'Orsay in Paris, but apparently she will stay in perpetuity in Norman, Oklahoma. So I got to see all the French masters, all the impressionists, lots of cool stuff, but I did not see the Camille Pissarro shepherdess returning the flock of her sheep back home. Because home for her today is Norman, and that's how Oklahoma explains the twisted legality of stolen Nazi art not returning to its original owners. Wow.